The movie says in the world of fashion, it's not just your morals that you lose. It's the much doubted release in this festive season, and we have with us two lovely ladies, Priyanka Chopra and Mughdha Godse. Is it really all true? That's the big bad world of fashion? Or is
have you seen the film?
No, I haven't.
Well, that's not what we're trying to depict. It is not at all. It's a fictional film. It's not a documentary. It's not a representation of the fashion industry. It's fictional characters and a completely fictional story.
An emotional journey,
Yes, an emotional journey of these characters based in the fashion industry. And of course, there are lots of, maybe inspirations from the industry because you're basing it in the fashion world. But we're not showing it's a bad world, nor are we showing it's a good world. It's just people's perception that if Madhur is making a film, it's got to be bad. You have to show an expose of this industry, and that's not at all what fashion is.
But it's got the drugs, the sex, the dieting, all of that.
But it also has a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm sure.
I'm saying in terms of pros and cons, black and white. It has both sides to the story.
No, totally, I'm sure. But, Mughdha, if I could just ask you, you are in the midst of the fashion world. Priyanka, of course, has been there, but now more on Bollywood. Is that constant pressure really there? Do you think it's a fair depiction of how the industry is?
It's very close, I must say. It's I don't want to call it fair or this. It's very close to the reality. But of course, as she said, it's inspired by. It's not a particular character has been portrayed like exactly. Inspiration has been taken and is portrayed in a different way. And as I have seen Madhur sir's film, this is, I think, one of the most emotional film of his. Means probably people will come out with tears, all those. So he has captured every emotion, like when every stage where the model goes through. And I've been a model, so I exactly know how it is. And I was really like, oh my God, you have really got that right. So that was I think that's the USP of the film. Yeah.
So Priyanka, you play a wide-eyed small town girl who enters the big bad world of fashion. How did you work on the transition from someone who didn't know anything about the industry to getting to it? Was there a lot you took from your own experience in the film industry?
The screenplay writers, whether it was Anuradha and Niranjan who wrote the film, and with Madhur, had written a very clear description of my character. Because the story is told from her point of view, it's very clear how she feels, what she feels, and when she feels it. The journey of a year and a half was very well written. So it was I used them as crutches through my own characterization, and I think my biggest challenge was to make Meghna's journey seamless. It shouldn't look like, oh, she's this innocent wide-eyed girl and suddenly she's this big, arrogant.
Well, not just emotionally and mentally. I believe that everyone was put on strict diets and had to lose weight for their roles.
I didn't have to. In fact, I had to put on weight for my role.
I don't think so.
I put on about 6 kgs when I started the film because I wanted Meghna, when she comes into Chandigarh, to be a little chubby, so that you see a graph. I wanted the physical aspect of it to also come about in the changes that my character goes through. So in fact, I put on that 5 kgs, and then because I was shooting for Dostana and fashion together, I wanted to be in shape for it, and I had to lose the weight I had put on. So not really diets or anything, but training.
Okay. Now, Mughdha, you play a survivor in the movie. Just tell us a bit about your character, and is it anything like how you conduct yourself in the fashion industry?
No, it is a completely different how I do it in the fashion industry. There are a few other models who are like this, but my character of Janet Sequeira is of a very bold, outgoing, outspoken, and she's been there, done that, and she's not highly successful. So that's her journey, and then few incidents like happen, and you will see it in the film. And so that's what. So it was a different emotion. It's not what Mughdha has seen over the 5 years. So it was nice, and the whole experience for me was different because I was acting first time. So emoting, saying dialogues, and acting in front of.
I think she was very good in her first role.
Is it tougher to be an actress than a model?
I have modeled for about 4 months, so I don't consider myself much of a model. I had to relearn everything, thankfully, and she was there, and Noina was there. Remember, every time I have walked, they have been giving me tips on how to walk.
More
I used to be so stressed out about just getting it right, and these girls walk so elegantly and beautifully in anything.
Yeah, we
The
can
most
sleep and
difficult
walk
outfits.
like that. We can sleep and
And I just wanted to get it right, and I used to be really stressed before every scene and all that. But she is so good in her first film. You will never. I mean, if I had that much sense in my first film, I think I'd be in a different
That's
place.
so
Also on the sets, any cat fights, any, how's my outfit looking, how's your outfit looking, any of that?
You know, I'll tell you, our characterization was so well defined and so well sketched. So we don't have to look here and there. We were just following the art thing, what we were doing. And I'm really thankful to Priyanka, Kangana, Madhur, sir, all of them, because I'm a newcomer and they never made me feel like one.
But tell me,
They
Mughdha, have
always
you been
like-
getting calls from people in the fashion industry that, don't show us as the bad guys, and all of us are like always...
I am
having
getting calls,
drugs
but they ask me what they're showing, what is it, what stories. So they just ask me. They're all like just waiting to watch what is going to be there, and I'm sure they're going to like it because there's nothing derogatory. There is just plain entertainment.
No, I mean, coming back to what you were saying, I'm not saying it's going to be an expose like Madhur's other films, but his movies also elicit that reaction that, are you overhyping this, and everyone in the industry is not like this. So a bit of that flag, it's got an A certificate.
It's got an A certificate because we've shown a few drug abuse scenes.
Yeah.
And they're very imperative to my character and Kangana's characters in the film. But we've shown, the good thing about this film is I was very clear. I've come from the fashion industry. I've been a model. I was very clear I would be part of a film only if it does not depict the fashion industry in a bad way.
Okay.
That was a discussion me and Madhur had when he first initially come to me with the film. And the greatness of this film is that it's based in the fashion industry. Everything about the fashion industry. I mean, there are things. I was doing a show recently.
Yeah.
I was walking for Ritu Kumar, and I felt such a sense of deja vu when I was backstage because it was exactly how it happened on my set.
Yeah.
And I was like, my God, I almost imagined Madhur coming out from somewhere and saying cut.
Yeah.
It was exactly that. So those things are very, very real. But the journey of Meghna is the reason why she becomes the way she is not because she's in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
It's because of the pressures she goes through. It's because of decisions she makes in her personal life. It's because of the problems she has in her personal life. And we have also shown other models who refuse to compromise to become better or to reach a more successful ground. They stand their ground and say, these are my values and I will stand by it, and I will only make it if you accept me for my talent. So we've shown this and that. We've shown all kinds of aspects, and they're completely fictional. I mean, you cannot say that character is picked from here, my character is picked from somewhere else.
No, fair enough. But just the idea of, because there's so many small town girls out there, and that is rooted in fact, who want to come to Bombay and make it big and be models and actresses, and their parents always have this fear that they're going to go to Bombay and do all of the things which your character does.
I hope when they watch this film, they realize that Meghna's character does this because she, as a person, as an individual, could not deal with those pressures. And those parents, like my parents did, when I came into the fashion industry, I was 17.
Yeah.
They followed me here. They came here, they were with me because I was very young. And today, I think I'm level-headed enough to understand what's happening around me, only because my parents instilled those values in me.
Yeah.
So if it's completely your upbringing, it's completely how you have been brought up, that you don't lose your mind or your tracks, and it's completely individualistic.
मॉडल बनने आई हो? जी नहीं, सुपर मॉडल.